There's reports that Anthony Edwards recently reached out to Michael Jordan to get some advice on how to handle double teams and the traps he's been seeing lately.
I shot that at him.
Yeah, early on in your guys' careers, did you ever reach out to anyone from a different team to get some advice from like an older player?
Back in the days, man, if you ran up on like an old head and you saw him, like Dream, Shaq, somebody, the guys you had to play against, they wouldn't, Shaq didn't give you no advice other than, keep going, blah, blah, blah. But yeah, I didn't have anybody I could call that was, Dream or David Robinson, somebody, that I looked up to. But I had Kevin McHale, man, who was one of the best to do it. He worked the blocks like Lego. And yeah, man, he was a ball when it came to knowledge. So I felt like I was very fortunate to have something or someone of that caliber. He had won on multiple times. He had played with great players. He understood culture. And what I felt like he was building in Minnesota when I got there was aligned with what I was. So yeah, man, I think it's important to lock in with some of them OGs that can actually, that's been through it. When I threw Anthony Edwards that, it was more of being able to have guys that's going through similar situations at your height, at your rate, the way you going. Like, bro, we've had players in the league that mirror what you're doing. You should tap in with them and just to hear their perspective. Kobe did. A lot of people don't know how much Kobe and Mike Jordan actually shared conversations and talked, and Mike actually walked them through a lot of situations. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, you never know none of that. And all of a sudden,
and that's kind of interesting to me because, like, when I think about the game and like my advice, like that I got from like older players or greats, was more like off the court because I exhausted everything I could with my study of the game. You know what I'm saying? I've been getting double since like high school. So by the time I got to the league, I already knew how to handle double teams. That's interesting that he would call somebody to ask that question because a lot of that come from like, let me watch the tape. Maybe if I start making this pass or doing this, you gotta, I don't know if there's any advice somebody can give me other than that can ease my mindset, but to learn how to really get through it, you gotta watch film, you gotta go over situations, you gotta know the game. So, I mean, that, you know what I'm saying? I can't talk to Kevin and say, hey, kid, how did you handle double teams and then expect to handle it the same way he handled it?
Well, it's a guide. You have a way that you do it, right? Once you get the knowledge, it all come to sing to you. That's all So that's all I'm saying. He's 6'5", 6'6". MJ was 6'5", 6'6". Get double team in all parts of it. Faster game.
Jordan not the right one to ask though.
Absolutely.
No, he's not. Because it was a different rules then.
First off,
the doubles is different today.
First off, he live it. Lord, he don't come down, call a play. He live. Lord, get the ball out of bounds. He live right there. So when he coming down, he ain't like, hey, 4 or 450. He ain't calling no play.
I didn't see Jordan get trapped in the pick and rolls because he more in pick and roll than Jordan was.
Lord, he's playing like an early Jordan. Just hear me out. Jordan taking on double teams, beating the double teams, coming around, and then either dunking that motherfucker on both of them or reverse layup. And you understand? Like when you watch the Anthony Edwards we're watching, when I said what I said about 84 Jordan, is that young Jordan coming down here, He's fell in love with the three so much that he's not so much down here putting pressure on defense. But if you watch those two styles, he's down here, bro. He only takes those step backs and all that shit when we had 3-point. I'm talking about how he attacks. That's all I'm saying.
If I could tell something to Anthony on advice on the doubles team, this is what I would tell him. Like, look, you got to trust your teammates because that's the only way you're not going to get double no more. When I started learning that to where I'm not now, I'm just going to come out here and pick y'all apart. I'm going to take the double team on. I know if he double from here, I know he going to be open. If he double from the baseline, I know this going to be open. So when I started doing that, dissecting y'all, it was like, they hesitant to double now because it's cause and effect now. So once I learned that, it was like, oh, I know I'm gonna be patient now because I know y'all take more patience and trust your teammates.
But the coach is walking you through that. You're not watching film by yourself. Someone's sitting here talking.
I'm gonna see it. I'm studying
too. No, I got that. But a coach is helping you understand what you're seeing and then how to actually go about it.
Yeah.
Same thing. There's nothing wrong with tapping in, bro.
Ain't nothing wrong with tapping in.
That's all I was saying. That's all I was saying.
Ain't nothing wrong
he should call Vince Carter. He should call fucking Tracy McGrady. These are all great ones. Steph, yeah. I mean, I don't think anybody in the game is going to actually share and be real with him. He can't call KD and get some you know what I'm saying? So you can't expect that. They're still in competition. But all these old guys who actually played it and had their version of what he's going through, I thought could actually help him. But yeah, listen, this is when players, and you know this, P, every player has to go through this. For you to take growth, you got to go through something that's a real cone or a real hurdle in your development. And once you actually get over that hurdle, your development and everything else goes to it. So this is the point where Anthony Edwards goes from here to here. Because once he figures that out, once he learns to trust, once he stops thinking like, you know what, I got to score it. You know what, let me get off it. Let me come off a pick. Like once he starts thinking
when I started learning that ticket, you know what happened?
The IQ of the game has to raise, boy, for your productivity to go. Yeah.
The game slowed down. Once I realized that, I knew what was going to happen before it was going to happen. It slowed down.
And then you trust it too, bro.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times when you're young, you chase it.
He's starting to get to that point.
Nah, he going to get to a point where he understands that this is my team, it's coming through me, let me have a patience. But yeah, this is just growth to me, man.
For sure.